I pass the mic to Mayor Richard White, and the wisdom that followed is something you need to hear.
Listening every day. It is your host, Delay, and I have a special guest for Pass the Mic on today. And so, our first question to our guest is, what inspires you to do what you do? But before you answer that question, I want you to give us a grand intro to who you are and what you do.
Okay, I am the mayor of Byram, Mississippi, and own a company in this area that repairs cars. I think I got 12 people working for me, something like that here. Been here for 35 years
Woo.
in this building, and I'm blessed to own the building and everything that's in it, except some people that work for me. I wouldn't buy them if I had a chance. No, I'm joking, but I've been blessed, and then I'm 77 years old,
Wow.
and so I have been blessed to have good health, and I'm excited about what's going on. And I don't plan to quit working until I head to heaven. So that's it. That's what I plan to do. So
I love it. So we have a mayor and business owner with humor. I love it. It's always fun.
You better have fun because it's rough enough without having fun.
That's right.
To be honest with you, my wife was when I married her, she was very inspirational in trying to promote me to do better. That means to go to church regular, which I wasn't doing. To our finances. I tell this story all the time. I know that the clerk has heard this, but when we were coming back from our honeymoon on a Sunday afternoon from Macomb, Mississippi, and we just got married the night before in Brookhaven. She said, "So I see you have some payment books in your glove box here." And I said, "Yeah, I got about 6 of them."
Oh God.
And what that payment book, you don't know much about payment books, but payment books are where you borrow money from the bank and you go by every week or every 2 weeks and you pay, and they stamp it and tear you a receipt off there. You know what I'm saying? And so she said, "Well, how much money do you owe?" And she was really acting really weird at this point, even though she was sitting right here.
Okay.
And I loved her dearly, but she said, "Do you owe a lot of money?" And I said, "We should have talked about this before we got married, because finances are a serious deal with young people, married or not. It's big." So I said, "I owe about $1,600," and she almost flipped out. And I said, "Well, ma'am, how much do you owe any money?" "I don't owe no money. The Bible teaches not to owe people money, not to owe anything."
Yeah.
And I said, "That's really good, but sometimes you have to depend on some people to help you get through the process." So I said, "Well, do you have any money?" And she said, "I've saved $650 up." And I said, and I hollered, "I married a rich woman." And that's the whole way our whole life was, because she's the one that's inspired me to do all I've done. And our businesses, she always, when I was in the auto parts business for 22 years down in Jackson, she learned how to do the computer and how to work the computer. And then at points, the people that sold me my computer out of New Orleans, they were paying her by the hour to go and show other people that they were selling computers to how to use the computer.
Wow.
So she was taking couple of hours off after our kids got into school and all, and she would go and teach different companies, big companies, people in their offices how to use their computer.
That's awesome.
And and my first computer in my auto parts business was $50,000.
Wow.
So things have really changed. And
definitely.
Our phones, look, you're sitting here talking to a phone right now, and you're smiling at me. But honestly, yeah, I've been blessed, and I enjoy working, and that's just crazy. But my dad instilled in us to do a good job and do the best you can when you work on something. And I've tried to instill that in my mechanics here at my company. And I think we've done a pretty good job. Every once in a while, they get on my nerves, but most of the time, they do a good job. Yeah. And so that's, but anyway, yeah, I really enjoy working. So I'm going to work till I go home.
All right now. Keep on giving, and that's a beautiful thing. And to just be blessed,
Right.
not just
and
at
satisfied. That's the word. Yeah. That's a good word.
Satisfied.
Be satisfied with where you're at, and if you want to do better, you work toward that and do better. But I'm pretty satisfied with my whole deal right now. I wish my wife would have stayed a little longer, but she left in 2010, and so that's the way it works. I
And
still
you're
have my
still moving.
grandchildren and my children.
Yeah.
So
So how many kids do you
I
have?
got 2 boys and 1 daughter. Two of them are doctors. One of them is a psychologist, and then the
Okay.
other one is uh, a home builder. He makes more money than any of us do. And then my other son is he's a doctor, but he's a doctor of literature and English, and
Okay.
he's at East Texas University. So I got some. My kids have their own money. That's what
Yeah.
I call
That's good. That's good.
it.
Independent kids, right?
Yes, and I
Um,
have 7 grandchildren.
and I bet they keep you going.
They're happy. I'm happy with them,
Yeah.
and they do good. We don't get to see them as much as we would like, but we're also busy,
Yeah.
and things used to be a little bit slower when we were all living here closer, but that's the way it works.
Yeah. All right. So let's answer the question.
Okay,
So
without getting off base.
no, you're good. I love it. By the way, this is my second day meeting him in person, and his personality has not changed. So it's spot on.
I don't,
It's
I don't throw it out there like a rug. In other words, that's what she said.
no.
You know, I'm in politics, and I told you I was a senator for 20 years,
Mhm.
and I was when I was on with my fire department here in Byram, I was 22 years there. I was assistant chief. I didn't never really push to be the chief, but I had all the responsibilities because the guy that was above me he was a
And then
lot older, and he
mhm.
just sort of he came around when he wanted to. But
Okay.
anyway, to say all that, I've always just sort of tried to make things better, especially in our city here. That's part of being a mayor, you know, and I love this area, and I'm glad that I helped. And Jackson had annexed us, which I grew up in Jackson,
Okay.
and we fought them for 12 and a half years. And I can say that there was about 15 of us that worked for 12 and a half years, and we spent like $350,000 that we raised, and we had people give us money, but we also certainly uh, Jackson spent 3.5 million trying to annex us into their city, which I came from Jackson,
Yeah.
and I love Jackson, but Jackson's changed, not because I wanted it to, and but anyway, I think there's a great opportunity for Byram to be a good city, and that's my main goal, just to make it easier for all of us to have a good situation in our city, and our schools are even doing better right now than they ever have. So I'm real excited about our future here in Byram. So
And it's growing
every
because
day.
I think I haven't been back for maybe about 4 years, and I'm like, it's new restaurants, we got Starbucks, and now the traffic is like, whoo, as
Wow.
you can see, I was like, I did not know this many people lived out
Yeah, we
here.
went when we incorporated. We had 4,000 people in our city limits of 21 square miles,
Mm.
and now we got almost about 13 or 12 or 13,000.
Wow.
So, and we annexed a little bit, and I'm fixing to annex some more areas. We'll talk more about that sometime
All right.
about the city.
Okay. So, in your story, I kind of already heard the answer, but I want you to just give us a clear answer of what inspires you to do what you do.
You know, I enjoy being around people. I may not act like it all the time, Miss Clerk, but I enjoy people. I like to hear what they have to say. I'm a Sunday school teacher at my church. And by the way, my church, Wendell Baptist, at 49 years ago, it started my home.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's a church on Spring Ridge Road that started my house. Yeah,
Wow.
my wife and I were looking for a church.
Mhm.
We went to a church that was down that way, that was an older church, had a lot of older people in it. And I wasn't real old. I was like 20 something,
Yeah.
20. I was 24, I think. And we had a new daughter, Natalie, and we went there, and it was a great church. They loved us. We loved them, but we felt like we needed something more geared for everybody, and that would
Mhm.
include older people and youth and young people.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and touched base with the Baptist, building, and they helped us locate a preacher, and that's how it started.
Wow.
Yep.
That's amazing.
So-
He's full of stories, y'all.
I can
I
tell you,
promise he's full of
I can tell you the stories about Fort Polk, Louisiana too. I was in the Army too, but that's another story for another day.
Another day.
Okay.
All right. So, last question that we ask all of our guests is, what could you leave us that's inspirational, encouraging, or motivational? What advice you have for us?
You need to certainly, one thing I think that's very important in a person's life is their mate for life, whether it be their wife or their husband.
Mm-hmm.
That me and my wife always said that we weren't going to go to bed angry at each other. That's our best thing we ever did. We both agreed on that. So to answer that, I would say, I don't think people spend enough time visiting with people that they're in love with or whatever they are. I think people need to make a decision. If they're going to get married to a certain person, they need to plan to spend their whole life with that person.
Yeah.
Unless health problems and death comes along, and that does happen. But I just from the minute I met my wife, I just enjoyed her. That's one of my customers.
You're okay. You're okay.
She makes us red velvet cakes too. And she's gonna make me another one since I'm making her car drive 100 miles. Right, Annie? Yes. They're almost through with it. So she's interviewing me.
You're okay. You're okay.
Can you sing us a little short song, please? We were scared her to death. You see how she acted?
But
anyway, I think it's real important to build your family on certainly love and respect. And I have a big problem in our city. We don't have a big problem in our city with this.
Yeah.
But I have I feel like we have a lot of domestic.
Mm-hmm.
And that worries me, and that's not good for nobody. And so you just need to be real thankful and grateful when you find the right person that you spend your whole life with them, And I think I would encourage young people to know that. Again, you don't have to know everything about them, and some things there might be something you might have to forgive somebody about. But the bottom line is, have a good wife, a good family, raise your kids, and a church I would prefer. I think that's with the Lord's guidance.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited about our church. We've been incorporated. Of course, I've been serving as mayor for almost 10 years now. But when we incorporated, it was so exciting to be reincorporated. We lost our incorporation in the 1800s. And we just got them back in 16.
Wow.
So I'm excited about what we're going to do here in our city, and I hope I get to be here when it's all doing great.
Yeah.
One of them do.
And it's doing well.
It's doing well. It's got a good temperature, and it's working real well.
Yeah. Well, here at Listening Every Day, we want to thank you for joining us on our platform, and we just want to speak a blessing over you and just say that we pray that the rest of this day and the rest of this week you be blessed.
Amen. And I appreciate that, and thank you for that.
Thank you.
One word in the comments that stood out to you, because the lesson is always in the everyday.